everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Man, so much has been going on. I am so glad to be back in the house for the second week of the new year on the Making Me Matter radio show. It's your girl, Tiff, and I am ready to rock out. How is everybody doing? I see you guys jumping on. Hey, Kyra. Hey, Robert. How are you? It is so good to be back at the radio station, ready to rock out with you guys for another night of Making Me Matter. Donnell, good to see you. You guys know how I like to start off. I like to start off with the roll call. I want to know where you guys are. Robert, Kyra, Donnell, Helen, Kalima, hey, where you guys at right now? You know, before we get started, for real, and we start going into everything, where are you guys at? Are you guys in New Jersey? Where in New Jersey are you? Are you guys out of state? I normally have people, hey, Sister Paula, I see you. Hey, Ted. Ted, have you ever gotten another motorcycle? I remember when you used to ride bikes when we used to work in Piscataway. Do you still ride motorcycles? So what's going on with you guys? Let me know where you guys are. Let me know how your day was. Let me know how your week has been. Have you guys had an amazing week? My week was pretty interesting. Hey, Brian. What's going on? Yes, sir. Good God Almighty. I got a whole lot to talk about tonight. Hey, my Joycey. Hey, Mikkel. How are you? Mikkel, I got to get you up here one day so you can talk about your business. We need to get you up here. What's going on with you guys? I would definitely want to shout you guys out real quick. Everybody that's coming on, tell me where you are, what you did, how was your day, how was your week, what you got going on this weekend, and are you guys doing anything special? Anything special? Anything new? What do they say? Something old, something borrowed, something blue. I guess that's for those who are getting married. I've been seeing weddings and babies all over my timeline. Congratulations to any and everybody who is getting married and having babies. Congratulations to everybody. Hey, Shakia. What's up, cousin? Big shout out to my cousin, Shakia. Yes, family is definitely on here representing. I want to know how you guys are doing. How was your day? Brian, you got the flu. Oh, no, that is so not good. But I'm glad you tuned in anyway. So you guys know how we get down. I definitely like to go ahead and tell everybody about the Make Me Matter radio show, how we get started. I love to get started with getting to see who's on, getting to see where you guys are, how you guys, how your day was, how your week was. And that's part of Making Me Matter, is about making you matter. So that's what it is about. Big shout out to my bestest friend in the wholdest, widest, worldest, Willie Mae Boswell. Out in Dallas, Texas. Go, Willie. Go, Willie. Uh-oh, Will, you hear Zay? Zay said, hey, Willie. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Listen, I want you guys to make sure you guys keep this number, 973-873-4983, 973-873-4983. If you guys have any questions or comments based on the topics. Wait till I start talking later on. Lord have mercy today. Based on the topics, I want you guys to definitely hit me up. I mean, you guys have no idea. I don't even know where to start. Listen, Kia, yes, ma'am. My cousin just said, hey, cuz, you know I'm going to put my 2 cents in about R.Kelly, okay? So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and just get started with the news real quick. And so you guys got to forgive me. I might be slow rolling in responding to the comments that are on Facebook because your girl dropped her phone and it's every other color you can possibly imagine right now. It is utterly ridiculous. So anyway, hey, Aunt Rocky. Shout out to my Aunt Rocky that just jumped on. So listen, yeah, Barb, it's been a long time. I am so glad to see anyone who is on right now who doesn't normally get on, or if this is your first time jumping on, shoot me a 1. Let me know if it's your first time on. Let me see a number 1. If not, thank you for joining the Making Me Matter radio show. I am so excited to have you guys on. Everyone that's tuned in on the 8 Squad page, everyone who's tuned in on my page. What's up, Jay? I see you. He's like, what up, though? What's good with you, Jay? Zoom, I see you. Thank you guys so much for joining. Big shout out to Sharika Mathis and Megan Cook that's on the 8 Squad Rebel radio page. Helen, thank you so much, Sister Helen. Good to see you. Our first timer on the Making Me Matter radio show. Yay! And my good sister girlfriend, Shakia Martin. Hey, Kia. All right, y'all. So I'm about to get into the news. Okay, so did you guys hear This is why it's so important. I don't care how old, how much beef you may have with somebody when it comes to family, whatever it is. Please, if you have a family member in a nursing home or in a rehab facility, please keep an eye out on them. Listen, I read in the news this week that, hey Grump, good to see you. I read in the news this week that a woman that was in a coma for over 10 years gave birth last month, and now police want DNA from the men who work at the facility. Please do me a favor. Barb, you know firsthand, because you worked at a hospital. You know, you have people that they put their family members in these homes or nursing homes, these hospitals, yada, yada, yada. And next thing you know it, you don't see any more of the family members. It's like you expect these people to just take care of your loved ones, and they're being abused. This woman who has been in a vegetative state, been in a coma, gave birth on December 29th. And it says the woman who gave birth to a boy on December 29th is a member of the San Carlos Apache tribe and has long been in a vegetative state. The tribe's chairman says, I need us to be a little bit more family oriented and more conscious about how we treat our family members. That's real talk. How we treat our family members, that's real talk. We have got to be more careful. It don't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever that somebody would take advantage of a woman in a vegetative state. I have a serious issue with that. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, Issa, thank you. Big shout out to my cousin sister, Aisa. Hey, Issa. And hey, Cassiandi Bailey, thank you for joining. Aunt Rocky, yeah, I see that it said that I was freezing. I am so sorry. So sorry that it's freezing up, but it's on the Facebook side. Kevin Harris, good to see you. East, thanks for jumping on. So, is it still frozen, or can you guys see real bad? Get up. Willie said, get out of here, devil. All right, y'all. So here's another thing. For those who live in New Jersey, I don't know if you have been watching the news about the young man in Patterson. Actually, our station owner, Zay was at the protest in Patterson. There was a young man named Jameek. What's his name? Jameek Lowry. Thank you, Zay. Jameek Lowry. And Jameek Lowry went into, allegedly, he was on ecstasy, right? Allegedly, he was on ecstasy. And what ended up happening was he ran into the police station to get help. And as he tried to get help, asked for water, the police turned him away and said, we can't give you water. I don't understand that. The police turned this man away. I saw the video where he said, I need water. I need help. Somebody's trying to kill me. So maybe while he was on that he could have been a little maybe off. But at the end of the day, there's no reason why this young man died in police custody. There is an investigation going out that I'm so glad that an investigation is being done. There's no reason why this man went into the police station asking for help, and then all of a sudden he's being transported from the police station to the hospital. Not far at all to only end up dead. And if I stand corrected, Zay, am I wrong? Is that within 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes? Within a 10 to 12 minute radius. 10 to 12 minute radius. It's a shame. It's honestly a shame that the police department, everyone is saying we don't know what happened. So I'm praying that this family get answers. I'm praying that this family gets justice. They said that an autopsy is going to be, it says an autopsy will determine how a paranoid Patterson man died in police custody. We got to do better. We got to do better with our topics. I mean, not the topics, but the titles. How we need to be a little bit more sensitive, I believe, even to the families. Regardless what happened, we need to show a little bit more sensitivity. So that's what's going on. Okay, so you guys, if you guys get a chance, check out instead of going to my Facebook Live, just go to the 8 Squad Rebel Radio page. So now here we go with that. Now, one of the stories I could not wait to talk about, which I'm going to go into more detail about next week, is the Cyntoia Brown case. I don't know if anyone has been keeping up with it. I've been keeping up with this story for years. And when I tell you, let me just tell you this much. All I'm going to say to you is that Cyntoia Brown, I don't know if I should share it all now or if I should just wait. Cyntoia Brown was a young girl that was brought into where she was a sex slave at, I believe, 13 years old. This child her mother was, if I stand corrected, her mother was on drugs. There was a lot of things going on. She was given up for adoption at 2 years old. She was involved with drugs by 13. And I mean, you don't know the dynamics of a person's mental state after giving up for adoption. And plus, the mother was on some things while she was pregnant with this young girl. Well, anywho, this young lady, Cyntoia Brown, ended up in jail at 16 years old because she was with what we would call her pimp. And what ended up happening was her pimp, while they were in bed, he allegedly reached over to the bed and underneath the bed and what she thought was reaching for a gun. She thought he was reaching for a gun, but he was not. Allegedly he was not. And so what she did was she shot him. She shot him and killed him. This girl has been through so much. She has been raped. She has been sexually assaulted, sexually abused. She has had so much take place with and in her life. It's no telling why she responded the way she did. Maybe she felt justified to do it on the basis of all the other abuses that she's been enduring. She has been raped. She's been pimped almost all of her life. This girl has been pimped almost all of her life, and she thought this man was going to kill her. So who's to say she wasn't in a state of paranoia when this happened? So they gave her life in prison. Well, she finally, after all these years and years and years and years of fighting back and forth, trying to become free, trying to explain her story, she ends up being granted clemency from the governor of Tennessee. Let me tell you something. I am so super happy about that, because here you have this girl being abused and being her body, this young girl, this daughter, her body being used as a toy just to please these men. The man that she killed was a 43-year-old realtor. 43-year-old realtor. We'll talk more about that next week, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad that the courts have that the government stepped in and had mercy on her. The governor stepped in, had mercy on her, and now she will be released from prison in August, and I am so super happy to hear about that. Hey, DJ Tall Guy, good to see you on here. Thank you guys so much for jumping back on. I had issues on my Facebook Live, but you can always jump to 8 Squad Rebel Radio, the 8 Squad Rebel Radio page on Facebook, or www.8squadrebelradio.com to check in. All right, so before we get to the meat of tonight's topic, before we get to the meat, Tall Guy, I'm going to need you to stay on this one. We talking about that R.Kelly tonight. Before I get to go there, if you have a business, if you have your own business, if you have your own brand, your own product, if you have your own music, if you would like me to advertise your business, your brand, your product, let the radio station, let the radio show Making Me Matter bring visibility to your vision. Let us go ahead and be the ones to advertise for you. If you're interested in advertising on the Making Me Matter radio show, I promise you on everything. We have people from all over watching. I had somebody last week from Serbia, somebody I think sometime last year. There's a couple of people that I have that used to watch faithfully from the Philippines. It's just been incredible. So if you're interested in advertising with me, with the show, please inbox me so I can provide you with some details on how we can go ahead and get you started. Hey, Gerald, I see you, G. Hey, Ron and Santa. So between that, if you have not ordered your copy of my book, The Unknown Journey to Joy, How to Transition from Morning to Morning, make sure you get yourself a copy. This is my book, guys. I have 3 other books in my head that I have not literally sat down to try to get out. But if you would like a copy, go ahead, inbox me. I will be more than happy to get a copy to you. And I have pens. I'll be more than happy to send you a pen for free. Normally I charge $1.50 for the pen. Thank you, Santa. I am so glad you liked it. And so also, if you're interested in contributing to the Making Me Matter radio show, you want to rock out with us. We have events and so forth that we want to go to the next level. You can also Cash App us at Making Me Matter. The $ Making Me Matter. All right. So, oh Lord, oh God. Who's ready to get in and talk about that? R.Kelly. Okay, did you guys get a chance last week to watch Surviving R.Kelly? OMG. Did anybody watch Surviving R.Kelly? I mean, yeah, I don't even know where to start. I promise you, I do not even know where to start. I don't know where to start with this. I don't even know where to start. All I do know is that I did a poll on the Making Me Matter radio page and asked the question if those who watched it, if after watching it, if you think that after hearing the parents' testimonies and the women, the accusers, if you think that R. Kelly should be arrested, 87% said yes and 13% said no. Now that's interesting to me. I would love to talk to the 13% to see what their thoughts are on why they don't believe R. Kelly should be arrested. Hey D, good to see you. Pastor Doug, good to see you. So, R. Kelly, where is my cousin Shakia? R. Kelly. There were a few women that came on Lifetime, Surviving R. Kelly. And it looks like these women accused him of sexual assault, holding women that are young girls, women and young girls, well, the young girls actually, against their will, even as young as 14 years old. I need anybody who's a parent to just be on here. How about that? That's all I need. I just need anyone who is a parent to be on here. I'm not trying to be funny. One of the parents, Joycelyn Savage. Y'all remember that name, Joycelyn Savage. Her parents took her to an R. Kelly concert. Took this child to an R. Kelly concert. R. Kelly calls her up to the stage. I'm sure the parents were not expecting that. Santa says lock him up. I'm sure the parents were not expecting him to pull their child up onto the stage, and then next thing you know it, they go into, what is it, a VIP area, and he slips her his number. Yeah. So he slips the young girl his number, Joycelyn. He slips Joycelyn his number, and next thing you know, it tries to coerce the parents. The parents go in the back. He tries to talk to them. Listen, I want to make her this big star. I want to make her this. And hey, don't worry. She'll be with me. She'll be with us. And the parents said, well, if she's going to do that, one of us have to be there with her. And you know what he said? He said, don't worry, no worries. You got our staff. Our staff will go ahead and take care of that. Our staff will be with her. Our staff will go ahead and protect her. Nothing's going to happen to her. And now here it is 3 years later, and they have not seen their daughter. I don't understand for the life of me. Why would a parent, knowing that this man has a trifling history, starting with Aaliyah, maybe before that. So this man has a trifling history. Why would you allow your daughter to rock out with you to his concert, knowing that he's notorious for pulling women on stage and gyrating, knowing that he has a history of demeaning women? I mean, okay, let me stop. Let me act like I promise you, I will not sit up here and act like I've never, ever played R. Kelly, not like I've never listened to R. Kelly. I'm not going to act like I am some person that is just like a hypocrite that has never listened or played R. Kelly. I used to bump R. Kelly. Even after hearing about Aaliyah, here's the difference. I've seen all over Facebook people saying things like, We've known this for years. We know this is how he is. Why is everybody surprised? I don't know about you. I think I'm just more surprised because it's different when you have hearsay. Okay, yeah, we all saw Aaliyah and R.Kelly's, the marriage certificate, right? So it's different when you have hearsay. After seeing that, okay, you still kind of be like, whatever. You hear all these different things from all these different women, and now you get to see the face behind the voices. I think that's what kind of solidified it. I mean, think about it. We've been hearing rumors about R. Kelly for the longest time. It's been forever and a day. But in the same breath, we now have faces behind the voices that everyone has been saying, oh, these are just rumors. You now have these women coming forward saying, this man wouldn't let me leave, or this man did this. This man, R. Kelly, went ahead and had me with a 14-year-old, but I didn't know she was 14. I thought she was this age. First of all, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm disgusted even with the grown women, because some of the grown women were like, oh, I was a super fan. Excuse me. And I'm a ride or die. I was a diehard fan. You're a diehard fan for somebody that is sick as all get out, and you couldn't wait to be with him. Why? Because of his name? So I'm confused. I am very confused. DJ Tall Guy said, R. Kelly, R. Jelly, or S.A. season comes puppy. Listen, has been sick for a very long time. He needs mental help. Okay, I agree with you. And you know why? Allegedly, right. Common sense isn't common. Very true. Very true. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. Allegedly, R. Kelly and his younger brother, R.Kelly, was molested by their sister. Their older sister, Teresa Kelly, molested them allegedly when I read that I think R. Kelly was 6 or 8 years old. And no, R. Kelly was 8, I think, and the other brother was like 10. I heard that she did this for years, and that she did it, and the mother never knew, and they never told their mother. They never told their mother. They never told their mother for the sake that the mother would not believe them. And, you know, that's a concern for me. That's a concern for me because, I can't even get mad at that to a degree, because when you think about people who are sexually assaulted and molested, a lot of them don't speak up. And a lot of it is their accusers. The ones who have, or the abusers actually, are somebody in the family. It's somebody that they know. It's a family friend. It's so sick. It's so sad. It's so sick and so sad. Right. Tall Guy said that may have triggered his sickness. Yeah, if it's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, Stephanie says, first of all, they had no business taking their 15-year-old to his concert. Right. Yet allowing him to pull her up on stage. Right. I'm lost behind that. How do you sit up there and you know this man's history? You know this man's background, and you sit up there and allow him to drag your daughter up on stage? Let me tell you something. Okay, what did that? When I saw that, it messed me up, and I'm going to tell you why. I wish my mother was tuned in right now. You know why? My mother will tell you that we used to watch Scandal, right? My mom will tell you when the sex scenes would come on, I'm like, oh my gosh, Ma, please, just close your eyes. I'm 41 years old. I still will not sit back and watch certain things with my mother. That's my mother. What parent brings their child into that kind of environment, and why? I don't understand it. Grumpy says, wait, why is it allegedly that he was touched, but not allegedly towards his victim? R. Kelly is sick, but where's the accountability on the parents? Exactly. He said, where's the accountability on the parents and the entourage that preyed on the victims for him? Grump, you gonna make me run. And the entourage. Did you guys see how they said they knew what he was doing and they did nothing and they said nothing? How do you live with that? How do you lay your head down? And then how do you wake up when you have children, if you have daughters, that this could happen to your daughters? How do you live like this? If anybody out there has a daughter, let me tell you something. My father, listen, if I told my dad half the stuff, my father to this day would probably heat off somebody. Trust me when I tell you that. There's no way that a parent or anybody, an adult, can sit back knowing this man is doing what he's doing to these girls and feel comfortable. So now I'm hearing that allegedly that these parents were paid to like stay silent so that he can keep the daughters. I don't know how true that is, but if that's the case, then shame on those parents. You know what parent I do give major kudos to? Michelle Kramer. Big shout out to her. Big shout out to Michelle Kramer, and she's the one who went looking for her daughter. She made sure to go looking for her daughter, Dominique. She went and found her child and got her child. And did you guys see how Dominique looked? R.Kelly, they said that he allegedly called her his boy toy. So this is what we're comfortable with. This is what we're comfortable with. This is now okay? This is okay? No, it's not okay. Barbara says they're all wrong. This is all sickening. This is sick. Okay, so Harlem Spike, big shout out to Harlem Spike. He's saying, what about Mr. Hefner? He been doing it as well for years, but because it is a black man, the world make it a big deal. People do realize that they released the show just to distract us from the shutdown. Yeah, that shutdown is a whole big mess. And then he says, that really matters to we the people. No, it's not right what he did, but we need to look into all other men, black or white. What about the Roman Catholic Church that been doing this to little boys and girls for years? Okay, let me just touch on something. Okay, tall guy, I'll see you in a minute. Let me just touch on something that Harlem Spike had said, and I want to know what you guys think about that, because a lot of people are saying that these black girls' voices, the reason why the R.Kelly situation was ignored was because these were black girls involved and not white girls. And I hear what he's saying. The one thing I can't get with is about Hugh Hefner. I'm going to tell you why. Hugh Hefner was nasty anyway. But at the end of the day, not one of Hugh Hefner's, unless I missed it, I don't recall Hugh Hefner having anybody that was 14 years old. I don't think he had anybody living in the Playboy Mansion that was 14. R.Kelly is this guy. To show you how deliberate he was. Do you in the Lifetime TV series, he went driving when he first got his check, that $100,000 check, when they first made it. He went driving back to his old high school. He went driving back to his old high school preying on young girls. That is a problem. Oh, wait a minute. You said you Hefner married an 11-year-old girl? I did not know that. That's sick. I never liked him anyway. Just to say his name, just not gonna lie, just makes me cringe. It's disgusting. Listen, I'm with you about Trump. I'm trying to figure out why Trump hasn't been arrested, why Weinstein hasn't been arrested. You see that Kevin Spacey finally did. There's a whole lot that we're dealing with this, and they're finally cracking down. You guys might not like what I'm about to say. I have a problem that Bill Cosby was arrested faster than everybody else. I'm sorry. I have a big problem with that. Okay, I'm sorry. I have a big problem with that. So here we go. Let's get back to this R. Kelly thing, because I didn't even think about that with Hugh Hefner. I didn't realize that he married an 11-year-old. That's nasty. But here's the thing. This also goes to show you what money does. People see dollar signs. These parents knew. These parents probably. I wonder, because I saw something that said, did you guys read that these families had to sign a non-disclosure agreement? What? Did you guys see that? The families had to sign, allegedly, a non-disclosure agreement. How do you sell your kids? Am I wrong for saying that this is just as bad as sex trafficking? Am I wrong for saying that this is just as bad as sex trafficking? This is absolutely absurd. Give me a call. I want to know your thoughts about this. Give me a call, because this I don't even know what to say. And he has the audacity to talk about how if the documentary was aired, he would sue. He would sue. It's sad. I don't even know where to start. One girl, what's her name? Geronda Pace said she was there for all of the court cases, or most of them. Did you guys notice that? She was there for the case, for the trial. And after he would come out of the court, and was leaving the building, she would wave or meet and have conversation with him. And so that's how they hooked up. They hooked up because he was up for porn charges, pornography charges with engaging with kids. And this kid herself was going to see him. And she said, oh, well, I was a fan. I was a big super fan. How? How are you a super fan of this foolishness? How do you think it's okay? Oh, okay, y'all. Yes, David, where were the parents? Okay, guys, you guys ready? We got a call coming in. Hey, you're on Making Me Mad with Tiffany. Who's calling? Hello? Hey, Judah! Hey, my Juju! Y'all don't call him that. That's my personal nickname for him. Hi, Judah! Man, Jew, I need you to help me understand. You are an artist. You're in the industry. Is it hard to say no when the crowds of women and children are screaming? But what do you do when you're faced with children? What do you do when these children are lying about their ages and you find out later? What's wrong with this entire picture?
There's no moral compass for one. There's a thing about self-control. There's a thing about being a mature, having a mature mind state. You know what I mean? And adults have to realize that we have to do adult things. We have to put a blockage on things. But see, the main thing is I'm not going to say allegedly. That's why when I was on Facebook, I said allegedly. Everybody said allegedly he was touched, but through the victims. I mean, nothing's really been proven until that song came out and he finally admitted to it.
Oh, yeah, that 19-minute song.
Right. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? Mm-hmm. I don't like how media try to portray the black community. Mm. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They talk about, listen, I literally posted this same topic this morning on my personal Facebook page. Okay. All right? The media paints a picture. Mm-hmm. Bill Cosby. I'm even throwing Tekashi 6ix9ine in there.
I can't stand Tekashi,
I can't either. But just watch for our people, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not making this a white versus black thing because it's not that. It's media and it's white privilege. All right. So you got the Bill Cosbys, you got your R.Kellys, you got the Tekashi 6ix9ines, you got your Michael Jacksons. Right? Now, here's the difference. If people go to Sean Gardner or go to my Judah Priest page and answer that question on my Let's Talk About It, I wrote a list. Weinstein I took off because it's being publicized. I found out. But what about Scott Baio? What about Donald Trump? What about all these countless people, you know what I'm saying, that's doing the same thing and funding these same sex cults? I'm not saying that R.Kelly, I think he's wrong. I think he's sick. I think he needs help. I think he needs prayer. As a father whose daughter was raped, let me tell you about these parents, all right? When my daughter was raped, all I had to hear about it, yo, where he at? How can I find him? Give me all his information. Right. I found him. I did what I had to do. Why? Because as a parent, I am outraged. I'm not waiting no 3 years, no 20 years.
Right.
See, the whole thing about this whole Survivor R.Kelly story is people want the 15 minutes of fame. Oh, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm just trying to tell the truth. No, you're wrong. You're not trying to tell the truth, because if you was worrying about the truth, right now or before, you would have said something when this all came out 20 years ago. Now there was no moral compass in it.
Now I'm gonna take it to a whole different level with you. I want to talk to you about something else.
Sure.
His ex-wife.
I got a problem with her. I just got finished watching the interview.
Did you see that? Now, here's another thing. Now, forgive me for saying this. When I watched her on Lifetime, right? When I watched her on Lifetime, I felt bad until I turned off Lifetime, and I get on Facebook and I see her in a car bumping all of R.Kelly's music, saying, "Yeah, that's my baby daddy. That's my this. That's my." I'm like, whoa. Hold up.
Yo,
and this is why
Because
people don't take
way.
your credit. This is why people think that you're not credible.
Nah, I'm gonna do you one better for credibility. All right. Because we know that R. Kelly is sick, right? Mm-hmm. And you sitting there, you got kids, it's all fine, well and good, right? But you're like, yo, I watched that interview today. I still haven't watched Surviving R.Kelly because I don't want to be judgmental about the situation.
Understand.
I wasn't there. I don't know. You know what I mean? But let me tell you, if you go to her, if you go to his ex-wife's Wikipedia page, look at the time that they got married, look at the time that they got divorced, and look at the time that she got remarried to somebody else that lasted 2 months. There is a whole time lapse. So you knew that man was sick, and you was out there doing the things that you was doing too, because you had a side boo. So you're sick too.
Right.
Miss me with the BS. That's just the whole thing.
Right. See, Bill Cosby's situation to me is, I'm gonna tell you something. They were grown. They were grown. This situation. You got a 14-year-old girl. You have a 14-year-old girl who was. I mean, when you listen. I'm going to be honest with you. I can say this to you because, and I can say this now, everybody in high school knows when I was growing up, I was a big fan of Mike Geronimo. I don't care what nobody says. I loved Mike Geronimo. So much so that my English teacher knew it. You know what I'm saying? And I was 15 and 14 years old. And my girlfriends and I, we used to party hard. We've been around the tunnel. We used to go to Virginia Beach. You know, Virginia Beach was the thing every year. And so we did a whole lot of stuff and were around a whole lot of artists. But you best believe we did not do a whole lot of things that a lot of young girls today and even back then we're doing, because we were looking at, okay, even though you are who you are, at the end of the day, I know you have a reputation, but I love myself enough to know that I got a reputation too. So it's not like we were sleeping around with anything. So at the end of the day, when do we as parents put something in these kids' mind to say, know who you are, don't settle for less regardless who it is or what kind of money you see with a person?
Yo, can I add on to that, though?
Go ahead.
Can I add on to that? Because I'm going to add on. Let me say this, right? Mm-hmm. I have a 19-year-old daughter. That was the one that was touched, Jesus. Right? That's the one that was raped, okay? When she was 17. Okay. So, you know what I mean? It's fairly recent for me, all right? Yeah. You know my legal troubles, and that was one of them. Yeah, I'm right? Sure. And I stand up, and I would have did the time for that.
I'm sure.
I got an 8-year-old daughter who has a twin brother, right? Mm-hmm. When my daughter likes to lay up on me, but you know what? You're not going to lay up on me. I'm gonna lay on my back, and you be on the side, and I put my arm around you, around there. It's a moral compass. I don't want you to get familiar with having a man that's holding you like that, who's not going to be your husband, whether it's me or somebody else. All right, you got it. That's how you teach. That's how you teach. My daughter, I take my daughters on dates and all that. Why? Because when they get older, I want them to know that a man is going to treat them like this way. This is how you should be treated. But here's the thing, though. When we talking about the things that our kids do in today, see, the one thing that we have, and when parents don't really step up and be like, you know what I mean? No, this is not going down. For one, we got too many parents in the clubs with these kids doing childish things.
But wait, did you see that, Jew?
Wait, I haven't even seen Surviving R.Kelly, and I seen pictures and everything of the things that the parents was wearing, looking all lavish, and then they show the homes and everything.
The parents brought their daughter, and that's the one daughter that they have not seen in 3 years. Why would you bring your child to an R. Kelly concert knowing he's like he's the king of gyrating, the king of pulling stuff out, the king of dropping his pants? Why would you even want your child to even see something like that? I was telling everybody not too long ago that I can't even watch Scandal with my mother. When sex scenes come on, I used to be like, oh my gosh, Ma, I can't. And my mother would laugh at that, and she would close her eyes, and I would close my eyes. We can't. That's my mother. That's disgusting.
But let me ask you this, though, right? What's the only difference in this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say the difference up front is that they took them there to see it, right? But guess what? At the end of the day, they still kids listen to certain songs that talk certain things that they should not be listening to or reciting or even knowing. They got the YouTubes, they got the SoundClouds, they got the Reverb Nations and everything, and they play it in the house in front of the parents, and the parents never sit there and be like, no, you're not going to listen to this. See, when I was younger, I couldn't listen to certain things.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was no where was the parenting? And then it goes down to again accountability. Are you really that bad that you want to sell your child?
Right.
You want to sell your child? We talk about we got Agent Orange, President grab him by the you already know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Agent Orange.
Let me ask you a question. Where did his conviction go? Where did the president's conviction go?
There is none.
That case got thrown out as soon as he became president.
Right.
See, and that's my thing. I think all anybody who touches a child, or even like the child is worse, but anybody who has sexual misconduct, like the list that it should be brought to everybody's attention. I put up that same post and I added Allison Mack and the sex cult that she was a part of, and everybody in that sex ring got locked up. And I got black people asking me, well, who is Allison Mack? See, that's proving my point. We only putting our people in our faces. We making the trend. We keep having topics. Oh, like listen, let me tell you something. Before that SurvivingRKelly documentary came out, the week before, everybody was singing "Happy People." Everybody was singing,
and we were stepping to the name of love. You're right.
Right.
You're right.
Yo, guess what? As soon as that documentary come out, yo, R.Kelly.
So wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna ask everybody that's on the Facebook Live and those who are watching through the A Squad Rebel Radio page. My question is, will you stop listening to R. Kelly's music, or will you continue to bump it? Because did you hear that his music has actually soared?
Man,
people are rocking his music and buying it all over again. So,
let me answer that for me.
Go ahead.
Let me answer that for me. The first time at the allegations, I'm not a judgmental person. I wasn't there. I don't know what really happened. But you know what? I ain't never listened again.
Listen.
I ain't never listened again.
Listen.
I don't even dance to it.
Listen.
And I'm famous for a two-step.
Listen, when I say I'm not even mad at you, Judah, I'm so not even mad at you. I'm so not even mad at you. And when I tell you, I think that we have to be very careful. I just think that we have got to be extremely careful with this whole thing. How would you want your child to be perceived by it? Because when you do listen to this, to me, you're supporting him in his actions. What were they saying? They were saying that they were saying that a lot of the songs that he was doing is how he was treating these teenage girls. The songs, the way that he was singing these songs, what he was going to do to this one and do that, that's what he was doing to these teenagers. That's a problem. My girl Lori just came on. Big shout out to Lori. She just said, I have a 13-year-old daughter. There is no way in hell I'd take her to an R.Kelly show. I'd rather die before
Bobby Brown.
Right. Or Bobby Brown. She said, I'd rather die before I'd sell my child, or my nieces for that matter, out for any game of fortune. That's insanity. The parents, if they received monies, turned a blind eye. Hellfire for you. You are responsible as well. Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Can I add on?
Sure.
Can I please add on?
Sure.
Hey, yo. And this is for everybody. So I have not watched SurvivingRKelly, right? But see, this is what people don't know. See, we so quick to judge and not actually understanding the things that we do because it's media driven and media based, and all those people that you know what I mean that showed up in there got a check, right? But you know who got the biggest check out of that?
Who?
R. Kelly. Why? Because R. Kelly is a trademark name, which means anything with his name on it, he gets paid. It is a brand.
Wow.
I'm not supporting that. I wouldn't even watch it for free on the internet. So every time that y'all tune in just to be, you know what I mean, to throw y'all opinions and y'all feelings in there, yo, guess what? As soon as you turned it on, and then, you know what I mean, that TV that goes off and gives a signal to the satellites and it's calculated data, you have now put another $100 in his pocket for every minute that you watched.
Wow. I did not know that. I did not know that.
It's just like having a syndicated radio show, and Lifetime is a syndicated television show, and that is his name on there. That is a trademark, and y'all sitting here trying to figure out, why his music? Because y'all publicized it, y'all gave it attention. It was dead for 20 years. Y'all was just dead. Y'all was just good with it. But now that is a scandal, and it comes back out. We so programmed because of the damn media. We go back and listen to the music. We tune it in, and y'all putting money in this man's pocket. And y'all, which means that y'all part of the problem and not the damn solution. Why? Because he's funding this sex ring. He's funding that whole sex trafficking ring. And y'all put more money in his pocket just by watching that nonsense.
Wow, I never even thought about that.
Yo, do you understand that? Do people understand what monetizing is? Every time his name pops up on a blog or on the radio, if it's hashtag or whatnot, y'all putting money in his pocket.
Wow.
Y'all help financing this sex traffic ring. This sex cult.
Wow.
No, I'm not supporting R.Kelly. I'm not defending R.Kelly. But everybody got to stop being so darn blind. You know what I mean? Just to have something to say and not understanding that is a brand. They're putting money into it. He's sick.
Well, I do believe he is sick, and I do believe it started when he was molested. And a lot of times we have to take into consideration that these things happen because there's never the proper treatment. Juju, I so am glad that you called. I see something on other people on the live where other people wanted to dial in, so I'm gonna give other people a chance.
Let them out. And I mean, I took over my time. I ain't mean to go off like that. I love you, and you know I'm passionate about that, man.
I know you are.
Let me on the flip side.
I know you are. I'm calling you tonight when I leave. This is just incredible. All right, love you.
Love you too. Peace.
Peace. Y'all, big shout out to my big brother Judah Priest. That's my homie. You guys make sure you follow him on Facebook. That's one of my bros. Big shout out to him. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think? Tina, is that how you say it? Tanya White? She said, tell him, Juju. Yeah, so if you guys want, give me a call, 973-873-4983, 973-873-4983. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you honestly believe should honestly happen. Should R.Kelly be arrested? I personally think he should. I think they need to find him and arrest him on the spot. There's no way, in my eyes, there's absolutely no way that this should happen to anybody's child. Now, they're saying, we see the daughter. There's one of the girls, I think it's Joycelyn, that they've seen her walking around Beverly Hills and yada, yada, yada. Okay, so they're saying, and that she's been around Beverly Hills without R. Kelly. Well, guess what? They're saying that she's doing this on her own. That child was young. Who's to say that when you have a grown man, this man, almost 50 years old? You have somebody that is manipulating a child. It's no telling how he is manipulating her. It's bad enough he done already got, two women, if I stand corrected, got herpes from him. 2 were pregnant, had abortions because of him. I mean, it's this man, to me, he's a monster. It's disgusting. Hold on one second, guys. We got another caller calling in. You are making me mad. This is Tiffany who's calling.
Yeah, what up? This is Butch.
Hey, Butch, how are you?
I'm good. How's everything with you?
It's good, thank you. I'm so glad you called in. I always see you on, so I'm glad you called in.
I appreciate you.
Go ahead and talk to me. What you got?
This how I feel. I feel, with the right evidence, that man is dead wrong. He should definitely be in jail.
Absolutely.
But I feel like we shouldn't stop with him. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If, as a parent, if you allow your children to be around this, especially selling your children to people like this, you should be charged, as well as the people that knew what was going on.
Should the parents be charged as well? Hi, Tim Clinton.
For sure.
Should the parents be charged as well, I guess, is the question. Should the parents be charged?
You're responsible for your kid until 18, right? So if they stay out of school or whatever, you can charge for that, right?
Right.
If they commit a crime, you could be charged with that too.
Absolutely.
So therefore, the shoe go on the other foot. They should definitely be charged as well as his manager and any other accomplice.
Now, hold that thought, Butch, because speaking of the manager, check this out. I want you to hear what I'm about to say. It says that R. Kelly is under criminal investigation in Georgia Okay, R. Kelly is under criminal investigation in Georgia. Direct result of surviving R. Kelly. Okay, fine. That's not the one I'm looking for. Well, anyway, the one I was trying to find was his former manager is actually getting ready to be investigated. If I stand corrected, the police are getting ready to try to speak with the former manager. But check out the reason why. Because he threatened to kill Joycelyn Savage's father. That's the young girl who has not seen her family in 3 years. That's the young girl who was at the concert with her mother and father. So that young girl, R. Kelly's former manager, is under investigation for threatening. So unfortunately able to just simply get away with it. If you think about it, he's able to get away with it. They're saying that he's paying these families off. I don't know how true it is. I'm curious to know.
The majority of them do get away with it, though. And it's sad to say, but the majority. Look at the girl, what's her name? Jane Doe, the 13-year-old girl that, went and blew the whistle on Trump. She walked in a police station and said, "I just got raped by Donald Trump." The cops told her, "If I was you, I would go home and shut up."
You gotta be kidding me.
That's crazy. You can look it up yourself. Do the research. It's crazy. He became president, and they threw it out of the court. So I mean, that's all over. But
then you know what? The morale is low, and this is why it's the matter of fact, it's low down dirty, and this is why people that are in the spotlight, in the industry, in politics, think that they can go ahead and treat people any old way as if it's okay, and it's not okay.
That's right.
It's not.
But like
okay.
I said, I also blame it on the parents, because if you're not gonna catch. I got 2 daughters of my own. I got 3 boys and 2 girls. And I'll be damned you see my daughter in an R.Kelly concert.
What?
Or at a political debate or any of that. You know what I mean? That's part of my parenting.
How about that?
That's crazy.
You're not going to see that. Right. Well, thank you so much, Butch. I'm so happy that you called in.
For sure. Something told me check in on y'all. You know what I mean? I seen the topic. When y'all got the crazy topics, I got to say something.
Listen, I'm so glad to see you, because I normally see you on with Zay and Smooth on the Brunch Squad. So I'm glad to see you on my show. Thank you so much.
I appreciate
All right, I appreciate you calling in. Have a good night. Big shout out to Butch for calling in, y'all. I'm really glad that he did dial in. If you guys have any questions, any comments, give me a call, 973-873-4983. Oh, she said it's Tanya. Okay, Tanya, thank you. Yeah, so guys, give me a call. I'm curious to hear how you guys feel about this whole R. Kelly situation. Do you think that there are plenty of others that they should be focusing on as well? Or you think R. Kelly is just being targeted? What do you guys think about that? And another thing that I wanted to ask is the mere fact that he was molested, does he get, I don't want to say does he give a pass, but will people have mercy on him because of his history of being molested as a child? Will that happen? I'm not trying to be funny, but at the end of the day, it's just a question. It's a question. Will people give him a pass and say, well, this man was molested as a child. This man had this going on, yada, 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 yada. So maybe he can get a pass. I'm just trying to figure this out. Because somebody might say that. Somebody might say, hey, you know what? It's actually, we got to look at the circumstance. Look at what he's gone through. He was molested by his sister, him and his brothers, they hid it from the mother. The mother's passed away. He was just thrown into this thing called life. I mean, so, you never know what people might say. People might say he's never had a psychological eval. People might say he's never seen a psychiatrist. They might handle him from a mental health issue. Stephanie said absolutely not. So mental health will not play a part in this. Is that what you're saying? Listen, I'm throwing it out there. Will mental health play a big part in his process as to why he has done this to little girls? Think about it. When we think about Michael Jackson, we all know, as much as Michael Jackson made good music, I'm not going to lie, I will go to bat talking about Michael Jackson and Prince all day. And I love Prince better. I like Prince better. Sorry, guys. I think Prince is the better entertainer. But for the most part, we're not talking about that tonight. But in the same breath, when you think about Prince, I mean, not Prince, Michael Jackson. Let's talk about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson been talked about dealing with little boys for the longest time. Oh, yeah, I know he wrote about it. That 19-minute song, I admit. Right. Zay, do you think we could play that by the end of the night? Okay. And so we're going to get that going when it's time to close down. So Michael Jackson has done whatever he's done, with all these little boys. Everybody still pumped Michael Jackson's music. Everybody still danced to it. Everybody still loved Michael Jackson. Yet you had this grown man, 50? Grown man whose childhood was robbed of him. Now, Michael Jackson, we know, was abused by the hands of Joe Jackson, right? And so his sisters the brothers, they've all said that they have been abused by the father. But my question is, was Michael Jackson touched? Is that a reason for him to play with little boys the way he did? Or do we use that as an excuse? Or are we using that to try to cover up this foolishness? There comes a time when we have got to stop covering up stuff simply because this person is an artist or simply because of their music. Let's deal with them for what they've done. Let's deal with it imagine if it was your child. Shantae, absolutely, honey. Go ahead and give me a call. 973-873-4983. Go ahead and give me a call, guys. 973-873-4983. I would love to hear your feedback. I hope that this young lady, Dominique, actually gets back to her parents. I'm so glad, not Dominique, Joycelyn. Joycelyn gets back to her parents. I'm so glad that mother, Michelle Kramer, got on her grind and said, nobody's going to keep my baby. And she went out and got her child back. Regardless how that daughter looks. That man done had that girl changed into looking like a boy. I can't even imagine as a mother, but I can't even imagine as this girl. The things, you guys, let's take into consideration. It's no telling what these girls have seen. It's no telling what these young little girls have seen for the sake of fame. Not saying that they wanted the fame, but for the sake of, oh my gosh, that's R.Kelly. R.Kelly wants me to be with him. R.Kelly wants me around him. I'm hanging out with R.Kelly. That's a big deal. I mean, think about it. That's what people are thinking. That's what these kids. You're dealing with a child. But what makes matters worse, you got a 35-year-old DJ from Dallas. What's her name? Kitty Jones. Knew his history. She's a daggone DJ and decided to start dealing with him? You've got to be kidding me. I'll pass. No, thank you. I'll pass on that. I'm not beat for that. You have a history of dealing with little girls. You have a history of, we know you lied because of the whole thing with him marrying Aaliyah. He knew how old she was. You tell her to lie on her marriage certificate? My question is, did her parents claim they didn't know? I don't know who knows what. I don't know. I don't know. Give me a call, 973-873-4983. I would love to hear your thoughts. What would you do as a parent, or even if you're not a parent? Listen, I'm a godparent. I wish I would party with. I have a 21-year-old sister. I don't party with my sister. You hear what I'm saying? She's 21 years old. First of all, I don't do the party scene anymore. Been there, done that. Started early. Started at 15. I stopped at 20. Because I got bored with the game. At the end of the day, you can only party but so much. When you've done so much and you try to instill these things into your children. First of all, parents, these kids are not your friends, man. Stop having your children become your friends. Be a daggone parent to these kids. And then you won't have to worry about them being in the hands of some daggone sex predator for 3 years and you're not seeing your kids anymore. I blame that child's parents for that. The Savage family should be ashamed. And now that the former manager threatened to kill me. You know what? I'll keep my comments to myself about that. Lori just commented and said, I got a 28-year-old niece that I wouldn't party with. Exactly. I would never be in that kind of environment and just think that it's okay to bring my child. You must be bugging. Hey, Tawana, good to see you on. Bill Cosby on three-way with him and OJ. Yeah, well, listen. I only go to clubs I get paid by. Then I'm in trying not to. Right, Butch. I get it. It's like, okay, I hope I don't see anybody. I get that. You know, I'm not even about that life anymore. Been there, done that. After a while, it's like, what is out there? Nowadays, these clubs are so dangerous, it's ridiculous. You put your glass down, you don't know who's slipping what in what. They did that years ago, even when I was in high school and was going out. So at the end of the day, you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. We just have to do better with protecting our kids, man. We have got to do better with protecting our kids, period. If you are a parent, pay attention to what your children are doing. The young girl, Geronda Pace, said that her family did not know that she was going to visit R.Kelly, leaving school to go see him in court. Ridiculous. Hey, you're on the Making Me Mad radio show with Tiffany. Who's this?
Hi, how are you? This is Shantae.
Hey, Shantae! Thank you for calling in. Shantae, I just want to read something real quick. Hey, Minister Michelle. Minister Michelle says the only way the parents get a pass is if she was a runaway. Understood. She said, but if you knew all needs charges brought against them, parents, security, and everyone else. Absolutely. Okay, Shantae, go ahead, darling. What you got to say to me?
I just wanted to make a few points. The first point that I wanted to make that I noticed on social media a lot, I'm 24,
okay.
And the one thing that I noticed on social media a lot is everybody saying, why is this just now coming out? This happened 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. With me, 20 years ago, I was 4 years old, and as I did come up and when the case did happen, I just heard people basically defending him. I never heard the stories of the people that were involved or the people that, like, he did these things too. So me just thinking that it's the system and people are against him, of course we're going to talk about this because now we're seeing facts and we're shocked. So I don't know why people want us to shove this under the rug when this is somebody that we looked up to growing up.
Right.
Somebody that we were singing songs of and at graduation. Like, this is shocking for me.
Right.
So I'm talking about
right.
it. I'm going to continue to talk about it because this lets other girls see that they can come out and tell their story. So I don't know why people are making it such a big deal that it's being talked about now. So I'm glad that you're talking about it.
Thank you. So you do agree that something needs to be said?
Yes, definitely, because you have other young people that's looking at this that maybe they can tell their story a lot. Like, you see this Me Too movement. Everybody is coming out now, and this is not going to be the last time that this is coming out. Everybody's going to start getting more comfortable telling their story because they see other people doing it.
Right. Okay, and that's a good point. And so what are your other points that you wanted to make?
And one other point is I definitely believe that the parents, like, do have some type of fault in being around him and hanging around him, but I think that we need to take that blame, not take the blame off them, but still remember, like, what's going on here, because every time I have a conversation with somebody, I'm on Facebook, like, I feel like since I watched the documentary, arguing with, like, people, because I'm like, this is a strong point and people need to see where they're wrong at. And I feel like a lot of people keep throwing the blame on the parents, but we need to realize who actually did it. The parents didn't sit there as he did this. The parents thinking like, oh, we're going to get money, we're going to get out of poverty, we're going to get out of this. Like, granted, you did sell your kids for basically fame or money, which is completely wrong. But we need to make sure, first things first, is that he's accountable for what he did and that we don't solely put the blame on the parents, because they, like, the parents didn't care, why should we?
Okay, so let me ask you a quick question, right? Yeah. I totally hear what you're saying. So even if the parents just figured, like, am I wrong for saying, and check this out, and I need you to rock with me. Well, you don't have to rock with me in that way, but I need you to rock with me.
Okay.
We can disagree and still rock out. You feel me?
Okay,
so,
yeah,
help me understand what you think about this. Is it possible and is it okay to say that if a parent is just saying, oh, well, let's just try to just do this for money, is that not as good as prostitution?
I don't think that the parents believe that they were signing their kids up for sex. That's my opinion. I don't think that they're like, oh, well, let me send my daughter to R.Kelly's house because he's going to have sex with her. I don't think that that's what they thought. Now, were they a little bit naive to send their kids over there? Definitely. But I don't think that the parents believe that they were signing their kids up for sex.
Okay.
That's like me as a parent. I have a daughter. That's like me as a parent sending my daughter out to a party at 1 o'clock at 1 o'clock in the morning, knowing she's 14. That's bad parenting. But I shouldn't expect somebody at the party to rape my daughter. I shouldn't think that I'm sending my daughter to get raped or anything like that, knowing that it's going to be older people at a party. Granted, that's bad parenting on my end, but the crime wasn't done by the parents. I totally get what everybody is saying, but I would just look at it as bad parenting on their side. Not so much if they should be charged for it because they didn't commit the crime.
They didn't commit the crime, but they put their child's hand in the hands of someone who's known to be a sexual predator to children or to youth, and a sexual predator, a grown behind man.
Right.
And you see what I'm saying? So it might not be, and I feel what you're saying, where it's not like a crime where like they were the ones who actually did yada, yada, yada. But in the same breath, there is a level of accountability. The job of a parent is to protect their children. There's no way for the parents that didn't know that they're like that one, Geronda Pace, she said it. My parents didn't know I was leaving school to go see him in court. But listen, her parents should have whooped that behind once they found out. I don't care if she was 20-something years old. They should have caught her in the chin, because at the end of the day, that right there, guess what? She ended up getting hurt. She ended up getting physically abused, sexually abused. And I don't think she was the one with herpes. There was another young lady who ended up getting herpes. I couldn't remember which one.
Yes, that's the one all the way at the end. I don't remember her name as well because her story was very short.
Is that the one, Asante McGee? It might be Asante McGee. Is that the one that was walking through the house and said that she couldn't walk into a particular room because that's the room that she was in?
No. The last one that she went to go visit, she went to visit him in a hotel room, and they only had sex once. And then when he said he was going to bring her to the family, and she saw the other girl that was on TMZ, she said she was kind of creeped out, and that's what made her say, like, no, I don't want to be involved in it.
I think that was the DJ, Kitty Jones. I think that was the DJ. And then let me just read something real quick. Shakia Martin just jumped on. She said, this is just my opinion. The parents were getting paid up until the girls turned 18. That's when R. Kelly cut the parents off and they got mad. Wow.
And then you have a lot of parents that saying, like, you know how I grew up, a lot of people saying we knew he was a sexual predator. And I agree with you 100%. Our job is to protect and make sure our kids, and my kid ain't going, even when I'm in church, I'm like, listen, I'm walking, my mom makes sure I walk my little sister to the bathroom. She's 10, 11, 12, and I still walk her to the bathroom. I still make sure she gets there because you never know. You have to protect your kids. You never know. Anything can happen at any time. But when we were growing up, how we were saying, like, a lot of people wasn't believing what was going on. Like, they didn't believe that was him in that sex tape with that little girl. They didn't believe that none of this stuff was going on. So a lot of people could have just been naive about the situation. A
lot of people really, really could have. Thank you so much, Shantae, for joining and jumping on. I appreciate you for calling. Make sure you stay tuned because, we're on every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. So make sure you stay in the conversation, girl. Go back in that room. We're going to keep it up. And make sure you share the video, okay?
Yes, I will.
All right. Thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye. Good big shout out to Shantae. Because you know what? It's not easy voicing your opinion about something that people are very strong about. If you guys have an opinion, you guys want to make a comment. My cousin just got on, Crystal, my cousin Tawana, and she said, can we get spiritual? Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a call, T. Give me a call, 973-873-4983. Now, the topic was surviving R. Kelly, but it was really surviving stupidity, sickness, or Satan. Could this have been a demonic attack, right? Is this spiritual? When I think about, my cousin wanted to go in talking about that, here's my thing. Big shout out to Butch, who said, I'm sorry, I don't trust nobody with my kids. I'm not even mad at you. I'm not even mad. I get that. From a spiritual standpoint, I think it was demonic and hellish. Everything about the devil is lustful. Everything about him is control. Everything about the devil is possessive. Everything about him is corruptive, and it brings about confusion. And so from a spiritual standpoint, I do believe that the molestation involved other spirits that came from the Sister Teresa. Okay, the Sister Teresa who allegedly molested R.Kelly, at the end of the day, I believe it opened up a world of spirits that at that age he wasn't ready for. But it opened up something, and it then started becoming this craving. And then curiosity became this crave. And then curiosity, because don't forget, they also said that he was one who stayed in the house. He wasn't, one of his brothers said he wasn't about that street life. He stayed indoors. So he stayed in the house. What do you do when you stay in a house and you're being molested by your sister, allegedly, all day? How do you deal with that? All you do is take what you know. Spirits transfer. You take what you know and what you've been receiving, and you go ahead and put and allow that to permeate in the atmosphere of what you want it to become. So let's see. Yes, Tanya said, yes, it's an attack on our men. This is warfare. Nobody. Oh yeah, and that's why the topic. Real talk. Let me just back up real quick. That's why the topic is surviving stupidity, sickness, or Satan. Was he just being stupid all these years? Was it a sickness, which is why I talked about the mental health? And now, as my cousin mentioned, guess what? Is it a spiritual attack? I do believe that spirits do transfer. I do believe that the devil is real. I do believe hell is real. And I think this is my cousin calling. Oh, wait. Shantae said, sorry, this ain't about the devil. Don't blame him. Girl! Oh, Jesus. Hey, thank you for calling, making me mad. This is Tiffany. Who's this?
It's your cousin. It's me.
Hey, Tawana!
Excuse me. This is Dr. Crystal Pritchett.
Yes, go ahead. So I want you from a counseling standpoint and because you know that word, from a counseling standpoint and a spiritual standpoint, what is your take on this whole R.Kelly thing? Because did you see the title was Surviving Stupidity, Sickness, and Satan? Go.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, in all reality, the Bible says all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God.
Okay.
And so a lot of times we put these personalities on platforms, and we don't understand or know the condition of people's souls. The real work of the church is to address these issues. And people, if they were really walking in the spiritual authority that God has given us, this type of behavior should have been discerned a long time ago.
Right.
But we deal with a lot of individuals, and in particularly in churches, who are in denial. Because I'm talking more about the African-American community that goes to church, and like all these people that are on my Facebook page that go to church, but they don't understand that this is a spiritual issue, that this is a satanic and demonic issue with R.Kelly. However, the church is not really equipped to deal with these types of individuals because we're not walking in our spiritual authority to discern this, to be able to discern this type of behavior.
But then here's my question. How is it that if we're supposed to have the power, if God has given us power, right? And authority to cast out demons, cast out devils, to go ahead and deal with these issues. What is it about us that we are not? If we are in the church and we're believers and we believe in the power of the Holy Ghost and we believe in what the word says, what is it that's preventing us to move forward in that spiritual authority?
Because we are two-faced, double-minded people. We want to be in the world and we want to be in the church. You can't serve two masters. That's the Bible.
Right.
Jesus said no man can serve two masters. You either love one or hate the other. And so if we are lukewarm, which is what the real spiritual condition of the church is today. We are trying to stay on social media. We're trying to keep up with the Joneses. How many people have a real prayer life? How many people study the scripture? How many people do the things that are necessary for our sanctification to allow us to be able to address these types of situations? Now, I don't give R.Kelly a pass.
Right.
Yet, there should have been a lot of discernment around him. And even the young man that was supposed to have been his bodyguard, he turned a deaf eye. A deaf ear. He said, I let Aaliyah down. I let him do this. So when you see this type of thing happening, this is the same stuff that happens in churches all the time. And we cannot be appalled once it hits the media, and next week it'll be another story. Nobody is going to be studying this next week because the soul of individuals, including our own souls, ain't that important.
You know what, Tawana? When I tell you, you just blessed my entire life, because that's something that we really have to deal with. That's something that really needs to be discussed. But like you had said, we don't deal with the spiritual. First of all, there's no way you can deal with the spiritual things in a worldly manner.
No, you can't.
You cannot fight the devil with your hands. You can't.
Right.
You can't.
We are spirit.
That's right.
We are spirit. We are spirits who live in a body. The body is temporary, and we possess a soul.
Yep.
The spirit and the soul is what has to be transformed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it is that problem where religion in this country has also duped people.
Talk about what you mean by that.
Religion has duped us because denominations have us separated.
Listen.
And who teaches on real spiritual matters anymore? People trying to figure out how to get a house and a car. They ain't studying nobody's soul.
You right. Do you know that I looked up years ago? I found out years ago, and I inboxed a whole slew of pastors, and I never got a response, Tawana. I said, can you help me understand why there are 41,000 denominations underneath Christianity? And this is the reason why we're so divisive in the church. Help me understand why there are all these different denominations. Why can't it just be Christianity and that's it? And so
they are confused.
And then you got, even with that, there's different spirits. So each house has a different spirit because of these man-made things that are being created, these different denominations, and it's literally labeled under the same umbrella as Jesus. And I really wonder what he's saying about all of this.
I just feel that it's very sad that this man is in this situation and in such bondage. And my take as a chaplain, as a Christian counselor, and as a seminary professor, he's in a place, if I was to judge it righteously, he's in a place of mercy where God can change him if he submitted himself to that. I often prayed even for Bill Cosby. I kept saying and asking the Lord to send him a prophet because he needed somebody to talk to him about his deviance. When men have these kinds of secrets, and women have them too, but of course we're looking at a man and the male species tonight. When they have these kinds of secrets in their soul, they have to have a safe place to address these things.
Right.
And they have to have somebody to help them, and that means being accountable. We can easily tell the guy that committed adultery to be accountable to his brothers in the group at the church.
Right.
But when we're dealing with this kind of deviance and these types of sin, which all sin is on the same level, and it is the same in God's eyes. However, the consequences in man's eyes is where the difference lies.
Absolutely.
We have to have people who are equipped and able to handle these type of soulless issues. And if not, then the church is of no avail.
Oh, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
We are of no avail. We just possessing a building every week and taking people's money every week and hearing what we want to hear. Until we are an empowered agent of change in the earth, then a lot of other souls are going to be lost. They're going to be lost before they even go or end up in ultimate damnation if that's where they end up.
I'm going to read something, T, real quick. Somebody had said, Butch said he can be cured, but first he has to accept he did something wrong. He's sick.
Right.
He doesn't think what he's accused of is wrong. And as long as he thinks that what he's done is right, and as long as he doesn't believe he's done anything wrong, there's not going to be any reason for change in his mind. While everybody else sees something wrong with it, you know, we could all see a particular thing on a person like they're marked, and that person will believe, ain't nothing wrong with me, I don't know what you're seeing. And so we honestly, and as I know y'all might disagree, R.Kelly needs a hell of a lot of prayer.
Yes, he does.
He needs
prayer. He needs some individuals that are willing to stand in the gap and do some serious spiritual warfare. But as Butch just said, even God makes us get responsible. But we live in a community, we live in a society that doesn't believe in personal responsibility.
Because, you know why? Because the media makes excuses for people in the industry and in the entertainment sector to make it seem like, oh, they can get a pass. We've watched people in the industry get away with so much for years and years and years and years that now people feel like I can get away with doing this. I could do what I want. I'll just pay my way out of it.
Right. But I also think it's an internal character disposition in the lives of a lot of people. If you don't start to go to counseling, if you don't be able to get real about your own stuff, you really are not to be vocal about other people's stuff. Jesus is very adamant about personal responsibility.
Absolutely.
And he tells us, you take out your telephone pole in your eye and get that toothpick out of your brother's. And so when he says that, what he's telling us is, you know, your issue is a lot bigger than what his issue is.
Right.
So a lot of times we don't hear that type of teaching, that type of preaching anymore. So people don't even get convicted about sin or things that are unrighteous in their own lives. But yet we can always judge somebody else's.
You are
so
absolutely
it's very
right.
unfortunate. I am very sorry that these young ladies have gone through this issue.
Yeah.
However, they have been deceived, whether they were, you know, they walked into it, whatever the case may be, they've been victimized.
Absolutely.
And it's very sad. And prayerfully, something good will come out of this at some point. But everybody in this matter is going to have to take personal responsibility.
Absolutely.
In order for proper healing and truth to come forth, everybody, R.Kelly, his staff, the former dancers, everybody that's involved are going to have to take personal responsibility for where they are now, for what has been done, and how they want to move forward.
Absolutely.
We don't know what's going to happen. There are laws in the land. Eventually, it looks like, you know, you maybe get ready to face a few other charges.
Right.
And, you know, as long as he has breath, I'll say this, and maybe everybody might not like it, but it's not too hard for God.
Nothing's too hard for God. Listen, God can redeem him. God,
That's
it's not
it.
like he can't. All of us are,
He's
all
not
of us are
beyond
living under
redemption.
grace. All of us are
That's
living under
right.
grace. The only unpardonable sin ever is blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. Everything else is forgivable. So we have to take that into consideration. T, thank you so much for calling. I had one more call, and we're closing up because I got to get ready for the next show. I love you to pieces, T. Thank you.
Love you too, honey.
All right.
You're welcome. God bless.
God bless you always. Bye-bye. Okay, y'all. Y'all heard it there. You heard it there from my cousin, Tawana. She totally killed it. Totally killed it. Let's deal with the spiritual aspect of this thing. And that's something that we don't want to touch, the spiritual aspect of it. I love it! Yes, we can talk Bible and talk about this all day long. But you guys know how it is. We got to get ready for the next show with Dr. Carla Cook. Yes! On Being Well with Dr. Carla Cook. You know what, guys, real quick, I want to give a shout out to just two special people who, if you get a chance, go to my website, www.makingmematter.com, www.makingmematter.com. Join the VIP list, join the birthday list. Now, you guys, for those who are new to watching, I want you guys to know that we are the radio show that lives to give. Normally, I have giveaways left and right, but I want you, the giveaways are going to come up pretty soon. I need you to go to my website, www.makingmematter.com. Sign up for the Valentine's Day giveaway. I love giveaways. Go ahead and register. Enter to win into the Valentine's Day giveaway. I will be announcing the winner on February 14th, sometime during the show. Big shout out to I want to give two special people, Julia Derry and Demetrius Monroe. My Michi and Julia, who I call Jules. I wanted to give them a big shout out because they are just a handful of the VIPs at the Making Me Matter radio show. Go ahead and become a VIP today. It's all free. Go ahead and register your birthday. That's free. Go ahead and enter to win. That's free. And if you would like to make a donation to the Making Me Matter radio show so we can go ahead and do some big events and do some big things for you guys this year, go ahead and you can Cash App. You use the $ Making Me Matter. If you have not ordered a copy of my book, The Unknown Journey to Joy, How to Transition from Morning to Morning, it is only $20. And anyone who orders tonight, I will send you one of our Making Me Matter pens for free. All right. So make sure you guys check that out. You are on Making Me Matter. Is this Shakia? Kia, is this you?
Yes, this is me, cousin. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We got 2 seconds, Kia, because I got to get ready for the next show. Go ahead and spit it out. I miss you. And I love you.
Man.
I know.
Well, I love you, too. How are you?
Go ahead and talk. You talk real quick, and then we're going to close out.
I'm calling late, and I didn't really get to hear what everybody had to say. But I was calling because I think I probably was the only one who feel like all them girls ain't telling the truth.
I believe that. Starting with his wife.
And
ex-wife.
I feel that everybody is getting on my nerves on social media because they're acting like they didn't know this 20 years ago.
Right. And
I mean, everybody's in shock. Nobody wants to listen to R.Kelly. I know I've seen a million people stepping in the name of love at a cookout when we all knew about Aaliyah. We knew about the. I had the tape.
Right.
I seen the tape.
Oh, I didn't see the
But
tape, and
never-
God knows I don't want to see it, but I heard about it.
I seen the tape, and my views on the tape is a whole nother level. Like, you know, yeah, she was young, but she was growner than I have ever been. And I'll say that.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Ooh.
I mean, you know, I know you got church people, so I'll keep it PG as best as I can. But
So what do you think? Do you think R. Kelly should be arrested? Yes or no?
What is he being arrested for?
Oh,
He already went to trial.
right.
And they found him not guilty.
They found him not guilty because that one girl, the 14-year-old, who is also his guitarist's daughter, did not speak up, allegedly because he paid off the family.
She's not going to speak up because she still deal with him.
Well, that's a whole nother issue. Do I have to do a part two?
so-
You're killing me.
Yeah. So, you know, it's a lot of things. Like, I've been reading it. I've been in, like, I'll put it like this. If Aaliyah family would have went ahead and pressed charges instead of making it a secret money thing,
Right.
because the uncle brought Aaliyah to him.
Listen,
The uncle was his manager. He knew what type of things R. Kelly was in when he introduced this girl.
Right.
So that was the plan. You know, Aaliyah pretty, she could sing, whatever, and he brought her in. She wasn't supposed to fall. They wasn't supposed to fall in love, and she wasn't supposed to get pregnant, and she wasn't supposed to get married.
Unbelievable.
That's why they never press charges.
Listen.
Because actually, you want to, and you know what? And I haven't heard nobody said anything. The fact that Aaliyah family owns his publishing and all of his
that's another thing I heard. I'll tell you what, because I gotta go, Kia. I got Dr. Carla Cook. Dr. C, come here. I want you to say hi to everybody. Okay. Dr. Carla Cook is getting ready to come on.
Everybody.
Can you see Dr. C?
Hello.
You see her?
I was listening in.
This is Dr. Carla Cook. I wish that I should have.
Stay on. When you, I'm getting ready to go on. I'm going to talk a little bit about it from a whole other perspective.
From a mental health perspective, probably.
Mm-hmm. And my topic is stay woke. So stay woke and come on in and listen in.
So you guys that are tuned in right now, stay tuned with Dr. Carla Cook. She's going to pick it up, and I'm sure you guys can hear it from a whole different standpoint. She's got skills that I don't. She got them degrees.
And you got skills that I know.
So big shout out to everyone that tuned in. Kia, thank you so much for calling. Make sure you check out Dr. Carla, okay?
All right, I will. Love you, cousin.
I love you more, sweet thing. Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Y'all done seen it. We are getting ready to log off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you next week, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on
8 Squad Rebel Radio.
The most talked about internet radio station in the land.
I admit I done made some mistakes, and I have some imperfect ways. I admit I helped so many people, and them same damn people turn fake. I admit it was so hard to focus. I didn't go to classes. I admit that I dropped out of school. I admit that I wasn't that cool. I admit I just feel like retiring. Admit I just don't feel like trying. But all my real niggas around me keep telling me, Kels, fuck that, you gotta keep climbing. I admit it, I did. I done fuck with a couple of fans. I admit I'm a gift and a curse. I admit that I don't go to church. I admit it, I admit it. I admit it, I did it. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did it. I admit I got so many flaws. Told so many lies to these bras. Lose so much money, pop so many bottles. Yeah, I fuck a bitch just because. Nigga, I had a hell of a day, but I admit I was in my own way. I admit I had my mama crying over me. What else can a nigga say? I admit I can't spell for shit. I admit that all I hear is hits. I admit I couldn't read the teleprompter when the Grammys